Excited about Airsoft? Hit the like button and comment to join other Airsofters in the conversation. What's up, Airsofters? This rifle before me needs no introduction. And if you're looking for a history lesson on the venerable Mark 18, go watch one of our other videos on Mark 18s where we go more in depth on the origins of this specific design. All you need to know for this video is that this particular EMG Daniel Defense Mark 18 replica is made in collaboration with ICS. And in addition to having some of the latest Daniel Defense features and furniture, these particular models come with some excellent airsoft specs as well. So let's get right into what sets this airsoft rifle apart, what makes it special, and show you its strengths and shortcomings, all after we show you how it arrives in the box. As you can see, the Daniel Defense DD Mark 18 comes in a beautifully finished cardboard package featuring the Daniel Defense logo, as well as some model-specific information, this one being the DD Mark 18 in gray. Opening that up, we're going to remove the top foam. That gives us our first look at the DD Mark 18 in gray, of course held nicely also in some open cell foam. There's a couple pieces of documentation here, the first being your EMG licensing card. The QR code on the ICS product manual card is going to take you to your instructions for maintaining this bad boy, as well as a flyer from ICS. Underneath that, we've got the included magazine. This one happens to be a mid-capacity magazine. And inside this little pocket here, we've got two extras, or two baggies, one with a pair of spare fuses, and the other with an extra Airsoft T-plug or Dean style connector to allow you to adapt your battery, as this is wired to Deans. All right, let's get right into these beauties and find out what makes them such an exciting new addition to the Mark 18 offerings in Airsoft. First, there are 4 color variations to choose from. All black, black with a dark earth Riz 2, DD Tornado Gray, and this very slick Daniel Defense Brown. All of these AEGs feature an aluminum alloy, fully licensed Daniel Defense receiver with prominent Daniel Defense markings. This is paired, of course, with the famous 9.5-inch Daniel Defense licensed Riz 2, a free-floating, 2-piece aluminum alloy 20mm accessory rail wrapped around but not touching the 10-inch outer barrel. The fitment between the Riz 2 and the DD receiver is rock solid. You've got full-length Picatinny rail up top for any number of optic setups and plenty of mounting surfaces for all 20mm Picatinny compatible accessories, from grips, lights, PEQ boxes, and anything in between. Heck, you could mount 3 PEQ boxes in a row. Well, maybe 2, and then several surrounding the grip if you wanted. Another great feature of the DD Riz 2 is that the lower half can be removed with the aid of a flathead screwdriver to facilitate the removal of that lower section and attaching an M203 launcher for all of your 40 mic fun. Once I shoulder up, the controls are right where I expect them to be, standard M4 locations. This is a non-ambi platform, so you have a single-sided select fire switch allowing for safe, semi, and full auto, a non-functioning bolt catch or bolt release, and the single-sided magazine release. Now, one of the things that I really like about this platform is because it's EBB, you have a really rewarding cycling dummy bolt. Now, that does mean, though, that because of this system, you do not have a locking bolt feature for adjusting your hop-up, so you will need to hold it back with one hand while making your hop-up adjustments. One other really cool feature about the ICS gearbox in these DD Mark 18s is by selecting or by switching your selector back to safe after firing, it actually detensions the spring, saving your spring's life and really preventing degradation of the spring over time, which causes lower FPS and performance. The Daniel Defense-inspired EMG ZETA Grip is a newly designed 20-degree pistol grip with a compact look and feel. It is equipped with a rubberized overmolded surface to eliminate slippage. One of the great features of this motor grip is the ease of access to the motor. No screws to back out to remove the bottom plate. Instead, a set of metal pins are securely, yet very firmly held in place, and they're easy to push out when you need to with a hex key or another small tool. Moving to the rear, we've got a multi-position EMG ZETA Stock, which is also Daniel Defense inspired. It is perfectly suited for housing a 3-cell or Nunchuck style battery like a Titan 3000 milliamp battery, and allows for quick access to the battery compartment via a spring-loaded rubber stock pad. To access, simply pull and twist. It doesn't fall off, and there's no plastic tabs to break. It's very nice. Something I really like about this brand new DD-Mark18 is the pistol grip and stock furniture combo. Modeled after DD's new designs, these grips are really neat because they feature a rubberized section that gives you incredible grip as well as comfort on both the pistol grip as well as the stock. Now the stock has the rubberized sections right where your cheek weld would be, and it really is comfortable, ergonomic. I really like it. Standard adjustable stock with the pad that of course rotates to give you access to your battery compartment. The stock pad is also rubberized for comfort. QD points on the rear as well. Up here on the pistol grip, I find that it's really comfortable because they've, put into its design a more vertical orientation, which can be tough to do in an AEG because you're kind of limited by that pinion angle. But while that is the case, they've given you a really vertical grip compared to a lot of other AEG M4s, which makes it a lot more comfortable for going around corners and being in a CQB environment where you're not over fatiguing your wrist by having a more extreme angle. I really like that. Out at the range, the models we tested showed an average FPS of just about 365 and about 20 rounds per second on full auto. There are lower FPS options available on our website. We performed these tests using 0.20 gram BBs and a Titan 3000 milliamp 11.1 volt lithium ion battery. Regardless of which model you choose, the famous ICS split gearbox and quick change spring setup allows for changing your FPS for different field restrictions very quickly and easily. In our distance and accuracy tests, these DD-Mark18s were able to land most of the shots on our 6-inch plate and placed a nice tight grouping on our Evike Professional silhouette targets at 50 feet. Out at the 100-foot mark, the groupings opened up a bit, and while the 6-inch plate proved to be a bit elusive at the 100-foot mark, the body-sized silhouette target was still no problem. We did notice that with all of the models that 0.25 gram BBs seem to be at the upper limit of what these AEGs can hop. This can be addressed with an upgraded hop-up unit, bucking, and nub, all of which are available on our website. Now these parts, along with an upgraded inner barrel, would certainly net you improved accuracy and distance. The trigger is comfortable, and thanks to ICS's SSS3E trigger, is really rewardingly snappy, and not to mention programmable. There's a lot of really cool functionality in this gearbox, and thanks to that E trigger. Something I really like that is immediately noticeable without having to get into any of the programming is how snappy and how quick you can get shots off just by feathering the trigger. Especially if you flip it to full auto and you want to have a little bit more fun. By holding it, full auto no problem. But with a single trigger pull, 3-shot burst. If that's not your jam, you can of course turn it off, but I really like it. At this point, we tested for mag fitment and compatibility, and I'm pleased to say that the ICS-built DD-Mark18 for EMG was compatible with just about every magazine we threw at it. So odds are, if you already have M4 magazines, they should work pretty well with this platform. To give you an idea of what these AEGs look like on the inside, we took one apart and checked out what it's made of. These replicas are wired to an official Airsoft T-plug, known as a Deans-style connector. This is a more modern, superior connector design that allows for less resistance and better performance. Accessing the rest of the internals on this ICS model is made very easy by way of ICS's tried-and-true split gearbox design, meaning you can just punch out the rear pin and hinge the upper just like a real AR. With the upper hinged away, you can remove the compression components as well as the barrel and hop-up chamber with ease. The hop-up chamber is metal and of a rotary style design. While the inner barrel is standard specification, this hop-up chamber is most likely made to ICS standards, which is not exactly compatible with the other standard designs. If you're going to replace the hop-up chamber, make sure it's ICS compatible. The Quick Change Spring Guide makes swapping springs for FPS changes quite simple, meaning that with only a different spring, you can go from indoor to outdoor play with ease. The motor is ICS's EVO1 35K ferrite magnet motor, with an O-type pinion. The gearbox is proprietary to ICS, but there are plenty of aftermarket parts for this system. The piston is polymer with all-metal teeth, with the second tooth removed, a unique tab on top to interact with the EBB Mach bolt, and a Master Mods aluminum ported piston head. This piston head corresponds with the shape on the back of the Master Mods aluminum cylinder head, which has 2 O-rings. The nozzle is also by Master Mods, made of aluminum, and has an O-ring on the inside. This nozzle is most likely designed for ICS-style hop-ups, so, again, use ICS-compatible parts if you're looking to swap any of this out. The lower half of this gearbox has 18:1 ratio gears on 8mm bushings and a unique trigger assembly. You could probably replace this trigger assembly with some aftermarket MOSFETs, but you should contact our tech department and ask before you dive into those kinds of upgrades. While these ICS AEGs aren't 100% compatible with all the V2 parts on the market, there are plenty of available parts for ICS products right here on our website. So if you're looking for upgrades, Evike.com is the place to go. If you're looking for a Mark 18 replica that represents the most up-to-date version of this gorgeous rifle, one that has the right furniture, the right colors, and markings, then what you need is a Daniel Defense licensed Mark 18 from EMG and ICS. Available right here at Evike.com. Thanks for watching. Want even more Airsoft content? Hit the subscribe button and click the bell notification icon. Follow us on Instagram and join our Facebook for epic weekly giveaways.